Well, I'd say that we've reached beyond simmering now. Boiling point, I think, is a better description of the public mood, particularly in Northern Ireland, as police have resorted to using plastic bullets in an effort to contain riots in Northern Ireland. Let's speak now to former Met Police Detective Peter Blexley. As much as the police might be able to clamp down and, I don't know, deter people from some appalling scenes of rioting, while I have sympathy with the public mood, and that I definitely do, I don't have any sympathy with paramilitaries setting fire to houses with people sleeping inside. And yet that is where we've reached. I mean, where does this leave policing, not just in Belfast, but the United Kingdom? I'd imagine all forces are on high alert.
Well, let me deal with brilliant Belfast and wonderful Northern Ireland first, if I may. A city that I thoroughly enjoyed only as recently as 3 weeks ago. And I urge anybody to go to Belfast, meet its people, do the tours, see the peace walls, have a look at those gates that are closed every night and then reopened in the morning, see the segregation, see the togetherness, learn about that unique province, and then you'll understand why police use tactics out there that are not used on the mainland, namely rubber bullets and water cannon, just to use two examples. Of course, the rioting that we've seen in recent nights has been absolutely disgusting, and it's unforgivable, and it really shouldn't be happening. But not only in Belfast, but throughout the UK, which I'm travelling widely at the moment, there is a huge amount of anger, and so much of it revolves around unfettered, uncontrolled immigration. We hear our politicians endlessly talking about there's not enough money to do this or to do that, our very apposite this week. And yet we find billions upon billions upon billions being spent on feeding, clothing, housing people who come illegally into this country. And before any lunatic lefty jumps up and says, oh, they're asylum seekers, they're legal, at the point of entry, if you do not have permission, or as they call it, right to remain in this country, when you enter, you commit a criminal offence under Section 3 of the Immigration Act 1971. So these people should be detained, should be put into secure facilities, and then should be removed. But it's not happening. And the anger has been building for years now, absolute years. And the dreadful attack on Monday, which I won't mention any further, obviously was a catalyst for all this disquiet on the streets of Belfast. But the politicians have got to listen. They've got to wake up and listen and not insult us with their obfuscation, their ducking the issue, their platitudes. Oh, I don't recognise the expression alien culture, etc., etc., etc. Wake up, realise the anger in the UK, because if they don't, and it breaks my heart to have to say this disquiet, this rioting is going to spread further.
And it's already being exploited by some pretty dark forces. Look, I'm not here exactly banging the leftist drum for no one should go out and protest, far from it. But what we do know, particularly in Northern Ireland, is masked men representing paramilitary outfits are turning up into the fray. We've heard of masked men chasing a nurse on her way to work. We've heard that healthcare workers have been stopped and asked to prove they were medical staff while going to the hospitals where they work, with some of them choosing to stay overnight because that's how unsafe they were. I mean, these are basically race riots, and I think we're going to see a lot more of them. But some of the darker forces now exploiting this send a shiver down my spine.
Yes, and understandably so. Of course, Belfast has a dark history in recent decades, but progress is being made. But when the division runs so deep like it does out there, these matters are not resolved in a single generation, or maybe a generation or two. It will take some time. But so many people in Belfast told me we're not going back to the dark days. But clearly there are elements of people out there who do have links to former or current paramilitary organisations, and there is a massive, disgusting, racist element to what's going on.
There is indeed, and I think we're only just seeing the beginning, because the more the government sits on their hands, the worse it will get. Peter, thank you ever so much. Right, we're taking a short break. Don't go